shout out to Hoops Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoops Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoops Jargon. Shout out to Hoops Jargon.
What about now? We good? We good? I see y'all in here in full throat, man. I appreciate that. Yes, no, maybe so. All right, now we good. Bet. Big bet. You know what, hey, man, we're not going to let the YouTube haters, not dox our voices and whatever, man. So, yeah, we back. What up, Celine? All right. Brittany Renner. Lord have mercy. All right, we good. There we go. So, again, leading in, guys, I got no ill intent for this lady. I find her personally to be very annoying, even though it's been a very, very, how can I put it? It's a chick I actually like to look at for many years. And if y'all in the group Hoop Jargon, y'all all know that. Y'all all know that. So if that's the case, well, with that being the case, I still understand that what she's doing and what she represents is not good, man. And I'm going to line her up and we're going to lace it down, man. So I'm going to start off with a little background. So to set the backdrop of somebody, again, I've met her in real life. Do I know her in real life? Absolutely not. So I'm going to actually play this. I'm going to show this video and the picture, or if you guys saw my picture on my community tab, that would be me and her at the club. Elon, I believe, was one of the popular ones at the time, 2014. We're going back into the time machine, baby. And she showed love. She was trying to get people to come out to the show. So let me do a screen share real quick and show that file. So, people like receipts, you know what I mean? Because you can be up here on YouTube saying anything. But, do you actually have some background? Those are kind of things that do help with validity. I always like to show receipts if I got them. Ghost says, can we call and discuss the topic when we finish up? I love to talk about this too. You know what? I just might do that. I might just open up. So I'm not a big panel guy. But you know what? I smell what the rock is cooking, man. So let me do a share screen. So thank y'all for staying in there with your boy. Let me do a share screen. All right. So this is the video that she cut for me. And again, and shout out to a former member of mine, Kiona. She hooked this up. Hopefully this plays correctly.
He's gonna be at Elon tonight. Y'all might want to come out. And if you're not, what are you doing? You need to come out and have fun for once in your life. Brittany, she wants.
Are y'all able to see the video? See, I'm going on some untrodden territories here. Okay, I'm sorry to play it. You guys should be able to see it.
She wanted to say hello to all of you fellow hoops.
Hoop Jargon, how you guys doing?
She's gonna be at Elon tonight. Y'all might want to come out.
And if you're not, what are you doing? You need to come out and have fun for once in your life.
Brittany, she wants.
So let me know if y'all heard that video, man. It's just going slow as hell on my phone. What up, Deshaun Harris? What's up, boy? All right, so you should see. You should be able to see the video. It's choppy. Yeah, man. My internet not wanting this to go down. I'm chopping.
She wanted to say hello to all of you.
Because on my stream, y'all is showing
Hoop Jargon, how you guys doing?
She's gonna be at Elon tonight. Y'all might.
Okay, we heard it. All right, cool.
If you're not,
right, let's cut that out. So showing love to Hoop Jargon. Say y'all shout out Hoop Jargon. Y'all come out to the event and blah 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 blah. Right. All right, let's get rid of that video. So again, I'm just setting backdrop. Yeah. No, we take all the shout out to Hoop Jargons, man. No matter who you are, we show that. All right, so that's the first thing, and then that night I got the opportunity to meet her. She cool. She cool. So we're gonna do this share screen thing where I got a picture of her and yours truly. Let's see if I can find that bad boy. Let's see, is this the one? I'm trying to do all this stuff in in the moment it's getting slow, but thank you for rocking with your boy, man. Okay, now that's the one when she was doing her little spiral, mental spiral. Okay, I think it's this one. I know we come out the blocks a little slow, but internet is not letting me be great, but I'm gonna be great regardless, goddammit. I'm gonna be great regardless. All right, so yeah, so the picture should have popped up now. And so it says that the newest Jargon night, as we call ourselves in Hoop Jargon, the Facebook group that is, Bundle of Brittany with Hoop Jargon founder Monsieur Frames. That's my Instagram. Don't come over my shit being weird. Very down to earth person, swag athlete. Go follow her, Brittany Renner Fitness Hoops, hashtag swag. So if y'all don't know, Brittany Renner played soccer at Jackson State University, the Jackson State University, right? So she, and I like to connect with other swag athletes on any level. So, I told her, I played at Prairie View, gave her like one of my the little baller bands, he called them, and she actually followed Hoop Jargon back on Instagram at the time. I think she was only following like 300 some odd people. She had about 300K subscribers. I think she has like 5 million subscribers now. But she was showing love. She was cool. Like in the picture, the first one it wasn't. I guess she didn't like it. She's like, no, let's do another one. We took another picture, and it was done. We kind of kicked in the same VIP area. The day was over, right? And so I just want to set backdrop. I'm not here to disparage her. She showed love with that, and that's something that that's cool. She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to do that. Now the problem is, we fast forward. I think she was 23, 24 at the time, or something like that. You fast forward now, she is a whole different person. And unfortunately, the brother PJ Washington learned a very, very unfortunate lesson by having a baby by her. But before we even get to that, I just want to set more backdrop of what we're dealing with as a person, because what she has shown to be is she latches on to athletes, entertainers, which a lot of hot girls, quote unquote, do, right? And so he said, we standing in it. But shout out to Little Big Nate Show, man. He has a hilarious clip about some lady who's talking about standing in it with a black woman, and it's hilarious, man. He said you gotta do something about that boost mode. Man, you know what? After I show all these pictures because you can't do this when you're on the phone. I'm gonna switch back to my phone. That's why I usually go live on my phone. The phone is so much better than this, man. At least from my perspective. All right, so I'm gonna share a screen with you again. So the first relationship she had that put her on the map was with a guy who used to play for Jackson State. He was the quarterback. Antisocial, socialite. What's up? Hey, y'all check her out, man. And the sister, she cooked Brittany pretty well, man. And I didn't want to watch all of it because I didn't want to have the same talking points with you. I wanted to keep mine fresh, but no. Check this sister out right here, the Antisocial Socialite podcast. She cooked her ass, and it wasn't in bad faith. It's just she's lined up on what she sees. And that's what I'm gonna do here. Yeah, so shout out to the sister on that for real. All right, so as we go, let's see. All right. Trying to do the share screen. I'm trying to get professional for y'all, man. The computer hating. But y'all are here in full throat though, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so bring that back to the screen, sharing my files. So Casey Theriault was her first relationship where she had, and he was a white quarterback at Jackson State, which, you know, that's more or less an anomaly. So it's a very interesting case to have such a guy like that to, you know, be in a relationship with and be so public with and what have you. And when this computer stop hating, we're gonna show that. There we go. All right, so you should be able to see the picture with Casey Theriault. And I'm gonna take my time with this live, so I ain't gonna be forcing nothing I'm saying and doing. All right, so that's her and Casey Theriault. Back in the day, you know, you got that John B. white dude look. Again, that was a quarterback at Jackson State University at the time, and so they were college sweethearts or what have you. And they did pretty much what she does a lot now, just showing their bodies off. And he does that simping boyfriend shit. Man, my girl is just more smart than all y'all girls out here and all this. And inevitably, it didn't work out, which I don't begrudge either person. In the world, your relationships are not guaranteed to all work out. But after that, she had the big fallout. And one thing that I've noticed when she falls out with guys, she does this scorched earth thing where she reprograms. She goes and talks about self-help and self-cleansing. Now, if you go to her Instagram page, she pretty much either deleted or archived everything after 2017. But this is more or less around the 2014-13 range. So all that stuff is kind of stricken from the record. But I do remember it because I remember following her story. All right, so fast forward. Then she went into doing this, you know, she dealt with, you know, allegedly Colin Kaepernick, and Colin Kaepernick had the famous story of having her flued out on her own money and sent her home. So Cap, you know, Cap wasn't Cap on this situation. I got my own opinions about Colin Kaepernick and some of the stuff he says and does. But Colin Kaepernick was smart enough to understand that this is not a wife-level woman. This is not a woman that you put a lot of time and effort in. This is the woman that you deal with and you move around. So let's remember, this is right shortly after the Casey Theriault situation, right? So move forward. Then she started to have the situation with Lil Uzi Vert. So this should be the Lil Uzi Vert picture. And while this is going on, you got to remember, she's big on this. You can't judge me. I'm living life. My body count don't matter. All this, right? You know, just living that hot girl, liberal, modern woman moniker. So her, you know, and everybody was chronicling this in real time. So you see what Lil Uzi Vert tongue in her mouth, and, you know, she's cool with that. Right? This is her life. So she's very public with her life. So we can talk about her life being public, right? So as that goes along, she again doubling down, tripling down on, you know, body liberation, and that's fine. Do what you do. Do what you do. And then after all that stuff came to a crescendo, what happens inevitably in all cases, you're still not happy with yourself. Because you're trying to basically move like a man, and it's not giving you long-term results. Most women, guys, and put you on game, they want long-term results. And you're going out, and so she puts the book out called, and I try to find the book, and it shows her ass more on it, but it was called Judge This Cover, and she, you know, got her booty out with eating an apple, and she talks about, you know, some of her sexual escapades with Colin Kaepernick. I think Drake was mentioned as well. But you know, at that time of the book, she was big on nobody can judge me. Girls, we can go out and liberate our bodies and all those great things that you know that ilk of women like to do. All the while, still unhappy with herself. Still unhappy with herself. Right? So then we move forward. And I see y'all in the comments. Now I'm going to highlight these comments, but I want to do these while I still got this little file open. So appreciate y'all rocking with me. So fast forward, after the situations, you know, with the book and what have you, she starts grooming PJ Washington. So, because again, man, all these things she's doing that are allegedly, you know, empowering her, all these things that are allegedly making her feel whole, it's not making her happy. It's just making her kind of just, and you understand, some women got this thing in their mind that just talking shit means power. Talking shit means power. And I reject that vehemently. and I got a picture too of her being a Hooters girl, but I'm not gonna disparage her for that. You know, she's trying to find herself, whatever. I actually found a better picture with her and Casey Theory out. Let me bring that one up. Let me bring that Casey Theory out picture one more. Because it's so small on my computer, but I can kind of see which ones is in between on here. It kind of helps me out a little bit. All right, let's pop this other one up. Just kind of show you what kind of shit they was on, so you can kind of get a full scope of how their relationship was. Come on, get on up there. Okay, now that's the little Uzi Vert one. Let's move over a pick. Okay, that's the cap. I'm just gonna scroll over because it's taking so long. I'm so sorry, y'all. Wish I knew my computer. So that's obviously with the thumbnail with PJ Walker. That's the other one with the background and all that shit. There we go. So it's the picture with her and Casey Theory out. Now, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Whenever I see a dude that comfortable with putting your girl out there like that with her ass out, I'm gonna side out of what y'all relationship is tethered in. So I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I just want to let you show how she was putting herself out there. This is 2014. So she's been doing this for a minute. All right. I think I laid enough background on that. And now we fast forward to where she is now. She's in this proud to be a whole lane. And I'm going to play the video of when she was talking about some of these things. And then I'm just going to get into everything about what I view of where she is. But again, I just want to set some backdrop about where she's been. The picture didn't show. It shows on my end. That's crazy. All right, let me reshare it. That's crazy. All right, share screen. Wrong tab. All right, let me get this real quick. Boy. My computer is just like, My computer is not showing your boy no love with this video screen sharing and what have you. But that's okay. We're gonna get it done. Talking about I got 5G internet, allegedly. See how they doing me? Y'all were trying to keep the black man there. That's how some of y'all Negroes be thinking. Some of y'all really be talking like that. All right, so let's try to share the screen again. Okay. We're gonna share an entire screen. Boom. Do it. I swear to God, he said 2G. I mean, right now I can't be mad at that. All right, is my screen sharing now, guys? Is it sharing? Okay. Okay. I think it's sharing now. All right, I bet. Okay, so let me try to pull this image up again. Then I'm just gonna hop into the rant. Okay, so it starts with that one. I think we scroll over about 4 more pictures, we'd be good. All right, that's the Colin Kaepernick one. I gotta follow on my YouTube too. Okay, yeah. It is popping up. PJ Washington. Okay, there's the picture of her and Casey. So that's Casey Theory, y'all. Again, the quarterback at Jackson State at the time, and Brittany Renner. All right. So y'all get the idea of what I'm talking about, how she's been putting herself out there for a little minute now. Because again, she lives in that modern woman mental space that you can't judge nobody. Everybody can do what she wants to do, know whatever. They say you gotta dial up. Oh man, y'all killing me. Hey, it's all right, man. You gotta build while you fly, man. All right, so I think y'all got to see. Shout out to my boy Between the Game. Shout out to Mo in the building. All right, so all that builds towards what we really need to discuss, and that's what Brittany Renner is. Oh, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go into the video about her talking about a holding housewife, and I'm gonna break that down because what you're seeing is a mentally fractured woman. She has gotten away with her looks for so long that now, I mean, she still got the looks. Don't get me wrong, but she looked up. She's 28 years old. I'm 28. Damn, she know the wall coming, man. If you ever seen her, I don't want to bring family to it, but you can kind of tell where a woman's gonna age. Looking at their parents, and her mother is white. If y'all don't know, and you can kind of see where her where she's gonna end up. And I don't know, man. She ain't gonna look right now. Let me put it that way. So what she did was she found a sucker and entered PJ Washington, forward for the Charlotte Hornets. And PJ's a sucker because PJ been looking at this girl, lusting over her for the better part of the last 7 years. When he's like 15, 16 years old. Been thinking the world about Brittany. I know he has. So she used to go to his games when he played for University of Kentucky. So she is basically scoping out. You know that Black Widow spot? You remember the movie Get Out? When the old girl was going to it showed like after the movie, she would go after all these athletes and prominent Black guys and stuff to take their genetics in a roundabout, less serious way. That's what she does. She goes after guys who's going to bring something to her. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what's going on with Brittany. She's aging out. So you got to be able to anchor or tether to something. And what you're tethering to is a baby. Because if you're not getting commitment, let's think about the guys, she's tried to get. Colin Kaepernick, Lil Uzi Vert, allegedly Drake. So you're looking for upper tier guys. You're not looking for the Pookie or Ray Rays. You're looking for people who are going to take you to that next level, or at least provide a lifestyle you can maintain. And I don't care when these types, I don't care how many of these advertisements that they do, these partnerships, these collaborations. Listen, man, that's one check and it's done. So let me put it this way. It looks better than what it is. It's more or less a short-term come up, but you got to have a long-term game. And what she learned, what she knew was she was approaching 30. When you approach 30, you can't get the same attention because it's gonna be a damn reference. It's gonna be a Chloe Bailey coming, because Chloe Bailey is all in everybody's conscience right now. Chloe Bailey is like the new it girl. I think we all understand that. And she's replacing the Rihannas, the Nicki Minaj's. Those are like the old school women now. And you remember when they came in, Nicki Minaj was the new girl, and people like Lil' Kim was the put out to the forest, and shoot the old horse that's no longer good for society anymore. So that's what's going on. And shout out to Antisocial Socialite, man, with the super sticker, man. I appreciate that. Man, y'all show love to the channel. Y'all appreciate what I'm doing with my Boost Mobile internet today. I appreciate that. Give me £3, equivalent about $5-6. So that's what's up, man. I appreciate that. I really do. So you got these kind of girls. They understand that because that time on the shelf, it's not, you can't be at the top forever. You can't be at the top forever. So I'm going to review I'm going to stop it in the middle of what's going on, but the whole into a housewife video, because this is a very good reminder of how thrown off these women are. Women who use their body to get what they want, like the Ronnie Hokos. Shout out to what's one of my favorite movies, Players Club. So they think that this is something that's going to be fruitful for their future, but in all intents and purposes, it just leads to them being mentally fractured. And I'm gonna show this video, man, and y'all really gonna be tripping out, man. Let's see, Chrome tab. All right, hold on, housewife. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna break down what she's talking about and what she's going through while she's doing this, because she know already that she, you know, and shout out to mediocre tutorials and reviews. He was just basically saying that she takes on this persona to be the heel, and all my wrestling fans, y'all understand what the heel is. The heel's the bad guy, and that's what she knows she is, because she knows she's aged out. She's not just a general, just hot girl that everybody wants to, you know. Oh man, that's wifey, I want to marry. People have kind of learned her by now, and she's more or less the low-hanging fruit, you know, item of their lore, as it were. All right, so let me try to play this video because the stream is not showing your boy no level of love. All right, so let's see if we can get this to play properly. Thank y'all for rocking with me. It was tripping. If worst case, I'll put it on my phone, and then we just won't have any visual. We'll just have audio, man. So fair use. Let me say that before we get rolling with this. My StreamYard is not effing with me right now. I pay like $25 a month for this stuff, man. This need to be working. All right, Urban Live Factory has this video. I know it played because it played before I got on here. All right, we gotta do the workaround. I'm not gonna sit here and wait in this video. All right, so let's pull this up. Renner, housewife. All right, and man, and I'm gonna try to show the video. We gotta go the hood way. This is just not doing what it needs to do. So we gotta go. You gotta go, big fella. So ain't loyal. She a whole bunch of things. Loyal definitely ain't one of them. All right, so hold on quick. Had to turn my AC off, man. You know, out here in California, man. Matter of fact, I'm just bad boy. Out in Cali, man, Central AC is at a premium. Out here in LA, man, it is not fun. All right, so I'm gonna play it on my screen, and I'm just let y'all listen to the audio. So, and I'm gonna break it down as I hear it.
Because I'm both. I don't have to choose. I thought you wanted me to be a little whore.
So look at her face.
No? Oh, that's no fun.
Look at her.
I'm gonna start calling people's opinion.
So let me start off first talking about you. You're not a hoe. You're not a housewife. You're both. You're not even a housewife. Like, you literally are not. You're not you're a single woman with a kid. So the whole part of that is disingenuous. Like, you're not a part of a union, which a housewife archetype represents. So she thinks you can just throw these terms all around and and get an opportunity to be all of these things because in your mind you're that. It's just like saying when the little kid says, "I'm the strongest man in the world," and kids, okay, well, can you lift up this 50-pound dumbbell? No. Well, are you the strongest person in the world? No. So those kind of people, she gotta be basically put her hand to a fire to understand what fire is. Because if not, she can just say anything. So she's starting off with this, and if you notice her voice cadence when she's doing this, it's silly. It's like and shout out to MTR again. She sounds like she's doing like a monologue for like the anti-character in like in a DC movie or like in a Marvel movie. Like, who talks like this? Who talks like this? Let's keep going.
Of me, fan theories, because that's truly what they are. They are based in
Well, trying to call me.
nothing but falsehood, projections, and judgment. Not too much creativity put into that. Now, I don't do apologies because I'm so not sorry to regret anything I've done.
So another problematic part of her archetype. I don't do apologies, fellas. You meet women like this, run for the hills, because it's you know, in a surreptitiously fashion. You know, shout out to Bernard Riley, got a chance to question my vocabulary and it checked out. But you know, surreptitiously, she's basically saying that even when she's wrong, she's still right. That you should be able to see the fact that she was wrong is because she may not have full scope, but she had good intention. So you're not to question her. And AD got it, man. Sucker get licked off, such is life. Absolutely. 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 And Celine, you nailed it. She has a very broken look to her. Yeah, she looks spaced out, man. She looks like somebody who's on drugs, man. But let us pursue forward.
Is to regret the awareness that I've gained. I don't like the sound of that.
Let me run that back.
It's in nothing but false. Oh, that's no fun. I'm going to start calling people's opinions of me fan theories, because that's truly what they are. They are based in nothing but falsehood, projections, and judgment. Not too much creativity put into that. Now, I don't do apologies because I'm so not sorry. To regret anything I've done is to regret the awareness that I've gained.
All right, your boy Hoop gonna keep it real. That's whole logic. Whole logic is, oh well, if I regret anything, then that means the woman I am today or the person I am today, that makes me not the person. Sorry, somebody banging upstairs, man. They always doing some shit, but that is such bullshit. That is such bullshit. That basically means you can't own anything that you've done bad. So when you try to conflate reality, which is when you do bad things, you get bad results. Her thing is, well, if I never own it, it just was a part of the process of growth for me. Bullshit. That's that bullshit psychobabble that only works in your mind and does not work in the real world. Let us proceed forward.
I don't like the sound of that. If it taught me something, it made me better. So why do I have to pacify a man to make you feel better? Because the difference between me and you is that I have more courage in my big toe than you do in your whole entire body.
Okay, so again, more whole rhetoric. This is more whole rhetoric. Courage is usually the company line for basically having irresponsible behavior. So when you act irresponsibly, you just throw it under just courage. So nobody basically can challenge what you're doing. Now, in her mind, this makes sense. In reality, we all understand that when we do things that are not good, there is judgment that comes with it, and people's opinions come with it. And in some cases, it may be unwarranted, to be fair. In most cases, it is warranted, right? So with that being said, she wants to just disavow any chance of judgment or her being held to a standard, which most of these modern liberal women do. It's just basically everything is abstract. There's nothing you can hold me to because it's my life process, and you're a bad person for judging me, and that's bullshit. Stay away from this type. PJ, you should have known, bro. Women talk like this, you need to stay the fuck away from her. Let her live in it, because they basically live in their own mind, and their mind is the real world. Let her live in that real world, man. You should have strapped up. You should have got in there. I ain't saying you should have hit. Hey, I saw her in real life, as I showed in the beginning of this live. She a bad one, but nah, bro. All pussy ain't worth your time, bro. Let us proceed forward.
And anything that I say, just telling the truth, anything I say that scares someone off, I'm glad, because that's one less coward to waste my fucking.
That is the line right there. If something I did bad scared you away, you're a coward. That is her subconsciously telling you, stay away from me. I am trash. Everything I do fucks up. So she, in her mind, that's her way of saying, you get what you signed up for with me. That's what she's saying. And you know, it's funny, man. A lot of people would tip their hand because that's, because they at the back of their mind know if what they're saying is full of shit, they're going to kind of secretly let you know, because a lot of people are not that masterful where you could basically mask anything that is wrong. You're going to tip your hand. And women do it all the time. Well, I am a little feisty. I got a strong personality. Yeah, all that. When you see that fella's running, she's telling you. So when she spasses out on you, she can be like, well, I told you how I was. I bet your bottom goddamn dollar, man. When she says shit like this, run.
Bye-bye. I stand on everything I said. I stand on everything I did. And if it doesn't work for you, then you don't work for me.
In other words, I'm a shitty person. And if you don't like it, something's wrong with you for thinking I'm a shitty person, because I know deep down I'm a good person, even though I do shitty stuff. That's what she's saying. And it's the same woman. And, my videos are not showing me love today. Who talking about the best way to get an NBA, or the best thing to do is get an athlete and entertainer, because they don't like to use rubbers and they like to go raw and they're stupid. This is the same woman. This is the same woman right here. So PJ, you should have did your due diligence, man. She said this, I think, a year or so ago. So this is who she is. And I remember when her and PJ got together, she went and archived damn near all of her shit. So at one point, she only had like 6 or 7 pictures on that shit. And it was just him and her, the baby and shit. Man, this woman is crazy as shit. Crazy, very crazy, batshit crazy. But let's move forward.
Because I don't know a lie. Who are you? You only lie when you're afraid. Who are you to me? What's crazy is there's a lot of y'all in relationships that are fucking miserable. And the only reason you're still in a relationship is because you tolerated being cheated on and mistreated.
Oh my God. Yo, that is tabernacle. I know so many women, especially around my age, where they justify being unpaired with someone, being unmatched with someone, being chaotic, as it were, with the fact that, well, even if you get with somebody, they're going to cheat anyway. So basically, that's their way of saying that I justify me being uncovered, being unruly, whatever. At least I ain't getting cheated on by nobody. That is old logic at its finest. And basically, those are kind of women, again, and when they talk like that, take them at their word. Don't deal with them. Don't deal with them, man. If they bad enough and you got to hit them, yo, man, I'm not your daddy. I'm not here to tell you what to not do per se. However, they let you know what they about, man. They let you know what they about. So when you hear women who say stuff like that, again, like, or if you get a relationship, they're going to cheat anyway. They basically have given up. Mentally, she's given up. So that baby, again, that she had through PJ, that's her security blanket for the rest of her life. That baby is the security point. So when she says stuff like this, that means she's been, in her mind at least, dogged out by enough men where, yeah, I'm just going to give up. And like, if she looks around, she sees women that she's familiar with in relationships. I mean, she's had a few. And she's basically going to go under the rules that you seem like you're happy, but you're not really happy. Why? Because she doesn't have an ability to tether to realistic stuff. She lives in a world that is made up of, hey, whatever I think is real. And realistic other stuff, that doesn't apply. And as we all know, that's not how the world works. Let us proceed forward.
Let's get into it. A lot of you don't have the courage to leave something that's comfortable, something that looks good, because the unknown terrifies you.
Now, I'll give her some credit. The unknown does terrify a lot of people. I agree with that. That is something that a lot of people who aren't like mavericks as they were, or movers and shakers, you may struggle with the reality that when you go step out and do something new, you got to tread on new waters. Now, the problem with that line of thinking as it pertains to this conversation is that you can't go through life just starting over every time, because that basically means you have no process. You have no stewardship. So you're gonna leave yourself open to be open to bad decisions, to bad outcomes. And you're gonna just keep writing off that as, well, it's a new season, well, it's a new person, well, it's a new whatever. You're gonna blame it on everything, right? So that's what's dangerous about that line of thinking, because it basically promotes zero accountability. And I'm sorry, I'm good on that shit. Ghost, yeah, man, she evil. And evil, I can't say, but I mean, if I were to guess, I mean, that's probably more right than wrong. I haven't seen enough to call her evil, but she's maniacal. Is she vindictive? Oh yeah, absolutely. Your second comment says she gives me sociopathic vibes. Scary women out there. Sheesh. Yeah, I do get sociopath vibes because basically you have a detached sense of reality for those who are sociopaths. So I get a lot of that from her because I regret nothing, meaning I can do no wrong. I apologize for nothing. Yeah, that's a very big sociopathic trait, as a matter of fact, because basically it's like me, I control the world and I'm infallible. Nothing I do is wrong. So yeah, very, very much so. And some people may conflate that with being more of a prudent person or a wise person, because a wise person is going to be right more than wrong. But in this case where you clearly have made a baby father out that young man that you poached down, who's 7 years your junior, who went through a mental episode over that, and you don't regret anything from that. There you go. So I feel like the demonic spirit coming off her. I mean, it ain't that, I ain't religious like that, man. So, but yeah, no, she basically has something looming over her that makes her rest in that villain spirit. And when people do that, it's because they've been doing a lot of fucked up stuff in their life, and they just basically sit back and just revel in that spirit. That's what you're seeing with Brittany Renner, bro. Renner's a poor woman's Kim Kardashian. Yeah, her hustle ain't as sharp, but yeah, man. All right, let's keep rolling.
I was there once, so it's no judgment. The right people will gravitate towards you, and it's just better to own your truth and see who's meant to be around. Because, sweetie, this ship is sailing. So if you want to jump overboard, if you want to steer clear, please leave me the fuck alone.
Another great jewel she dropped. She basically saying that I'm this fucked up person, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, leave me alone. Dude, NBA players, all y'all cats out here, dog, that fat booty and that nice looking face ain't worth it. Look at her. Look at her face. She looks like she's slow, man. Like something's wrong with her, man. And if you can't control yourself over a piece of pussy just because it looked nice, and I you know what, I'm gonna cover more relationship stuff on this channel when it's pertinent to sports here, because I don't want to just go too left. But I'm a big ardent, supporter of the Black manosphere. Well, a part of it as well, even before I even know what that was. And I like talking about stuff like this. I really do, because these are things that don't get discussed in open conversation, especially not from the male perspective, because you get thrown with the big old M word. You're a misogynist. You hate women who hurt you. That's how it goes, man. In this space, if you are forthright with your opinions, and I don't play that game. I'm in a fruitful relationship where I don't have to worry about bullshit every day, and I'm okay with that. And people try to project their own fucked up dating history on you, and I just reject that shit. I don't walk in that spirit of you telling me of what your stuff is based on your fucked up life and your fucked up decisions. That's on you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's on you. Let's say AD said that Renner box must be fire. It may, or it may be decent. Like, because sometimes when you with a broad who she just sexy, you look at her just like, God damn. So the box may not even be all that, but it could be though. I mean, you with some fire box, you like, oh, whoa, you ain't going nowhere. Where you going? To the grocery store? Nah. So I mean, it could be a combination of both, but some people, men are visual as hell. We're very visual. So whether you like her or not, she a hoe or not, the average man looks at Brittany Renner like, oh shit.
And I think we all can understand that in the chat. Because I in my Hoop Jargon group, I tell, because I 180'd on her, man. I used to be like when a Brittany Renner picture was posted about it, like, God damn. And I remember somebody posted a picture of her in the group a few days ago. I was just like, trash. I put the trash emoji. And somebody's like, you don't think she's trash, man? You still smash. I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. She's highly smashable. I'm not lying. I'm not going to deny that. But when I look at her, I look at a woman who's not worth your time or energy at all. Because it's good when it's good, but when it's bad, she going to flip on your ass real hard. No freaking thank you. All right, so Rap God says my thought on Anna Montana, that Beyonce looking clone. If I'm gonna open the panel, man. If we want to discuss that, I'll bring that up. Appreciate you, Rap God, as always, bro. I want to kind of just line Brittany up on this one right here. All right, so Big Mike, man. Shout out to Big Mike. My comments, excuse me. My comments are loading a little slow, so bear with me. Boy, they're up here. That person must have moved out finally upstairs. People don't get used to less, they allow it. These young men are immature and don't have self-control. Boom. I don't think we have to put her down because he was stupid in his decision. Well, yeah, I think both things can be true. She is the one who's more public with this. So I'm going to scrutinize her harder. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to scrutinize her harder because she's the public figure. And then she's the one who likes to put her life out like this. So when you do that, you leave yourself open to be scrutinized. So, but to your point, yeah, PJ, he doesn't leave absolved. And that's the thing that a lot of men, you got to have. See, in our community, we call it an OG. You need to have an elder to tell you, like, listen, I lived life before you. I was handsome, attractive. I had money. I blah, 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 blah. When you do this, understand what woman is going to approach you and understand how to deal with it. LeVar Ball told his kid now, we don't know what's up with LaMelo, if he got that Anna Montana chick pregnant or not. We don't know that for certain. And the people I know who are pretty close to it, it's not information getting out about that. However, LeVar was saying, like, y'all leave them hoes alone. And everybody, how could you say that? Blah, 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 blah. Because this is what happens when you don't. When you chase vagina at that type of level, this is what happens. You got to have some damn control, man. You got to have some damn control. All right. So shout out to MO, man, with the super chat. Goodness, man. I'm sorry. I got the banging going. I got my internet all jacked up. I promise to be better, goddammit. I promise. So you going to a meeting. Good stream as usual. I appreciate that, man. And appreciate everybody who's been logging on, man. Who might forsake me today. And Celine, great comment saying both male and female has to have accountability. Thank you. It's not a one-way street with accountability. Now, I will say this. As a man, the burden is hard on you, whether you think it's fair or not. The world don't care about fair. The world just is. So as a man, I understand that and I accept it. I can fully acknowledge it's not fair, but the world is the world, man. The world is the world, man. The world don't care about what you think fair is. It don't care. The world just is. All right, so I'm gonna get my boy Ghost, and I'm gonna get back to it. So there's a lot of women like her in my college, and mostly broken women that are getting passed around with delusional standards for men. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight your comment. Yeah, man, college is the biggest microcosm of life, man. I played Division I basketball, and then right after I finished, I pledged Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Phi. And even when I was out of college, but I was, relatively still young, I think I was 24, I still got premium attention, being tall, formal. And it's kind of like life, man. When you that's the equivalent of making a lot of money in real life. That you get priority, or you being more handsome, you being taller, you being more buff, whatever. Like you get priority as a man in life. As a woman, you being beautiful, you having a nice body, you have a warm personality, you get priority. That's just how the world works. And college is the biggest social study of all that. It's crazy. Let's see. And so yes, shout out to Selena Antisocial holding down in the comment section. Yeah, man. She said that they need discipline. Women need cat control. Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. even with cups that have no fruit beyond the hookup. But I can think even in my generation, I'm a millennial, barely, but I'm a millennial. We basically we learned that you got validation through your sexual exploit. So you having women basically made you cool. And what I'm purporting is that is an ass backer way to think. Far as a future, far as you having just it's so many windfalls that can come from that mentality that in the moment it's fine. Down the line, that is a crazy reckless way to be living. Crazy reckless. Let's see. AD said, I'm holding that man accountable. Yeah, I'm with that. So again, I'm not shedding no tears. I know a lot of people say free PJ. I don't feel bad for him. You chose this broad. You saw this stuff that was laid out before you, and you chose to lay down with her and give her a kid. That's your fault. Luckily, you make enough money where you can get out of this unscathed for the most part. But it's your fault. It's your fault, dog. Man, shout out to Flight Sports TV, man. Y'all sell to my boy, man. Checking in from work. Appreciate that with the $5 super chat. You know I love the super chats over here. I love people banging on. Holy shit, man. All right. It's Cat Control. AB the hero in the building, man. Shout out to AB. So I'm going to finish this video, and then I'm going to put my headphones back on again. I know you had this damn banging, man. It's killing me softly, man. All right, let's get back to it.
Do not have time to waste. And I'm not like these other bitches that will just accept your crumbs. I need the whole loaf. The whole motherfucking thing. And if that makes me the wicked witch of the ground, that'll be that. Start a documentary. Call it Surviving Brittany Renner. I want to fund it.
Let me go this first.
Need a good laugh.
That again, that's an old hoe quote. Oh, if you don't like me at my worst, you don't deserve me my best, fellas. When you come across a woman who talk like that, do not engage her. Do not deal with her, bruh. Do not deal with her. That is not no woman level or worthy of your time if you're on your purpose. Because everything is about her. She is a raging narcissist, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about her. And y'all like the stream if y'all haven't done so already, man. You know, I'm so this was something I've been sitting on for about a month because everybody was covering it. I just wanted to keep seeing how it played out. So I wanted to wait until I put this out. I didn't want to ride the wave. I like doing stuff on my own accord, man. I'm not influenced by what other people do. I do what I feel like doing at the time. So y'all like the stream, man. I know this is a little late on the subject, but y'all are liking this. Y'all are on it pretty rough with all the banging and the internet slowness. I appreciate y'all. I really do. And AB said how it is in college. It's like none other. Yeah, it really is. If you're a college athlete, man, you get priority, man. And it's not even funny. What you get? She's a user rag, throw away just like it. Exactly, Rich. Shout out to Rich, man. Hoop Jargon member on Facebook. She wishes she was that important. Yeah, that's real talk. She wished she was that important because in her mind, though, it's like she's in a one-person play that is her life, like the Truman Show with Jim Carrey. She thinks this stuff is real. This surreal stuff is real. So all of this, I'm the wicked witch of the gram and all this, like she takes pride in that. Why? Because her regular life, if she didn't have Instagram, Brittany would be, now, would she still get male attention? Clearly. Let me put my headphones back on because that video's over. All right. She's an attractive woman. She's a former athlete. And if you look at some of her older posts, she would show herself playing soccer and doing workouts, like actually working out, not just turning with your booty. You know how the girls do, turning with their ass, faking like they working out. She actually was that kind of person, but she started basically believing her own brand, drinking her own Kool-Aid, and this is what you see. This is the result. And so, in one thing that I pride myself on is reading people well. So I'm a salesman, man. So every day my job is to, when somebody comes in, no matter what they say verbally, my job is to figure out what do they actually mean. What do they really mean when they say certain things? Are they
Because some people won't tell you, hey, I got $2,000 in my account, and I don't let you know that. Or I got $500 in my account. They're too prideful, so they'll make an excuse. Oh, let me check out one more place. Oh, I live around the street. No. My job is to pull what the real reason you're saying out of you. And people don't understand your nonverbal cues tip off who you are. And when you watch her with these movements and her voice cadence, she's unhinged, man. And in short, she's a fucked up person, man. She really is. And I'm not just saying just off of the PJ Washington situation, but if you watch how she moves, she's like rinse, wash, repeat. Relationship situation don't work out, scorch earth. And then self-help. She does that over and over and over. She's done this is about the third cycle I've seen of this approach she has to her dealings with men and what have you. And she lives a public life, so she puts it out there. I seen her again. She'll start archiving or deleting the old posts and then present herself another way because she knows when people scroll her shit, she's very maniacal, man. Very Machiavellian, shrewd, very shrewd. And that's what you see with the whole, that's why I call it the Brittany Renner experience. Like it's the same, it's like a roller coaster ride, at Six Flags. It's the same shit every time. There's the crank, whoosh, the sideways, then the bigger crank. It's an experience. One of my favorite rides was a Batman Escape. And it's an experience. You know what to expect because it has a process. Even her, a chaotic woman like herself, she has a process. It's literally an experience. Our AB Hero said, body language don't lie. It never lies, man. Because again, with me being a salesman, I listen to people say all kind of shit every day. But I'm watching your nonverbal cues while you're telling me that. So you can tell me that. And some people, I take it their word because it matches up. But if you were looking away, looking up to the left, if you're kind of looking in the distance while you're talking to me, you're digging for words that aren't there. And I know that there's something else to what you're saying. That's all I want to say. So as we wrap this, man, your boy PJ got simped up real good, man. And I don't love the fact that he got done that way. But at the end of the day, it's your life, brother. You put yourself in this position. And I see you ran to another Instagram model. And you got to learn your lesson, man. Some in the reality is some cats never learn their lesson because what's the old Dave Chappelle thing? He should never gave you niggas money. So y'all think money is gonna fix, deficiencies that you may have, and the reality is it's just gonna enable them at a higher level. And these succubi, as you call them, like Brittany Renner, they're gonna come in your orbit ass first. They're gonna jump into what you got, and they're gonna siphon some of that shit from you, man. They're gonna siphon some of that from you, whether it's emotional, whether it's monetary, whether it's just literally taking your friends from you. They do this kind of thing, man. Whatever they deem as something that they can take and to put in their own little retinue, they'll do it. And unfortunately, brother, you caught that work dealing with Brittany, man. Because again, brother, you 22 years old and you dealing with a woman who's almost 30, who she's in desperation mode. So the kids you gave her, she knew she had about a 3 to 4 year timeline to make this happen. And you was the sucker, brother, who gave her the highest thing you could give a woman, which is your seed, especially you being a 6'7" NBA player. So you not only gave her the genetic bag later that she can cash in on when the kid turns 18, you gave her a monetary gain that she can use right now. So it damn near was no downside of playing you, bro. She used you in the most perfect way that a succubus type of woman could use you. And it's your fault because you didn't understand the dynamic. She approaching 30, you 22, bro. You're an NBA player at 22. You can have anything you want pretty much in this world. You can have anything you want in this world, and you chose that after Kaepernick, after Lil Uzi Vert, after Drake allegedly. She named another athlete she fucked with, but bro, you supposed to get a Brittany Renner who's out there at 22, your age, a 21-year-old. You don't go after a 30-year-old Brittany Renner, man. You tripping, bro. You tripping, and you're getting what you deserve, man. And it's It's unfortunate, but it's true. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And so again, I'm not here shedding, tears for PJ Washington. He makes good money what he's doing. He is he's on a team that's going to be on the uprise, with LaMelo Ball being a part of that. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So hopefully he learns from this and doesn't double down, triple down like your boy Dwight Howard, who's been doing this professionally for about, and by professional, I mean knocking broads up. And I think Dwight Howard got like 7 kids or some shit like that. And one of his baby mothers was on the show on his ass, Royce, I think her name was. So Dwight Howard, you can learn from the best, or you can be one of the worst. Y'all put that on a t-shirt. Learn from the best, or be one of the worst. All right, let's see. Comments are loading slow. So let me unload it so I can read it on here. PJ Washington, 4 years younger than me. Damn. Sad to see more away than female nature at my age than him. Shaking my head. He knows better. Well, you know what? He should know better than you, bro. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of dudes be 30 years old, don't know shit. 30-year-old, you 30, and all you know how to do is get pussy. You don't know how to maintain pussy. You don't know how to maintain. My thing is, if you want to be a playboy, do it right. It's some dudes who never learn the game. They never, why? Because nobody taught it to them. So you learn how to manipulate women. You learn how to get what you want out of women. But as far as you learning how to start to sift through that and understand how much, how serious you want to be, with your life and shit like that, you got to learn, man. You got to turn pussy down. I don't care how fine it is. You turn it down. Nah, I'm good. I'm go home and do what I do. When you learn that, you elevate at a higher level because you're not moved by what they call peace sleeve pussy. It doesn't move you. You're moved by understanding stability, purpose, and all that kind of thing. And so that's a messed up lesson the brother had learned. But again, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. I think it's unfortunate. But yeah. Say he's the lucky sucker. Yeah. Imagine if you got a hood rat. Oh man. Because as we all know, there's a lot of hood rats out there that about as fine as bundle of Brittany, if not finer. You get something like that pregnant. Whew, boy, you got a lot coming your way. Bro. Shout out to Smooth, man. Shout out to my guy Hoop. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, Smooth. All right, let's see. Industry thoughts be messing up the brother shit. Messing brothers up. Shit, I need to protect my bag, Hoop Jargon. I'm gonna be in school for about 12 years left, man. So med school process ain't no joke. Hey, you are one of the ones who understand things at a high clip at a young age. Do not depart from that, bro. I don't care what your friends say. Your friends gonna give you a lot of terrible advice about dealing with women. So you at 18, I wish somebody at 18 explained life to me in this fashion. I wish. But fact of the matter is, I'm 37 and I learned the game pretty stringently about 33, 32. So yeah, you're at an extreme advantage, man. Don't ever underestimate what you learn. But I'm open to panel, man. If y'all want to hop on and talk a little bit about this, I'll have you on and say your piece. I had like an hour-long monologue. Probably some of my technical difficulties made it go longer than I wanted to. I want to go about 30 minutes on this topic, man. So I dropped the link in the chat right now. So if you want to hop on and discuss the topic, I'm probably gonna switch over to my phone because I see the delay that's going on. This is unreal. I bought this computer just specifically for StreamYard last year, and this thing is making this slow. Oh man, it's pissing me off. I ain't gonna lie. Dang, I see this thing. Let's see. Brittany Renner say somebody made a YouTube video. Brittany Renner shoots her shot at Shadur Sanders, man. Shadur, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I hope she do. I know his dad gonna teach him properly, man. So I don't think that's gonna be a thing. But yeah. But I guess whoever made this video don't know that Brittany Renner went to Jackson State too. Since I want to catch a Jackson State football game and with the looky eyes.
Yo, what's up, Jargon? What's good, my man?
Let's see. Having trouble
Hey, yo,
connecting.
can you hear me?
Please check in their connection. Damn, is it messing up like that? Hey, Ghost, you hear me?
Hey, yo.
Man,
Hey, yo,
my
can you hear me?
is tripping, man. What the hell?
Yo, can you hear me? You got that prison Wi-Fi hoop, Jargon. Shit, bro. You got the prison Wi-Fi.
Okay, I can't hear you on this end.
Let me do this.
Hey, you hear me now, Ghost?
Yeah, I hear you,
bro. Man, I don't know what's going on.
Man, you got the prison Wi-Fi, bro. Hey, yo, can you hear me, hoop, Jargon?
Man, so I got the prison Wi-Fi.
Yo, can you hear me?
Hold on, man. I'm gonna fix this. If you listening, bear with me.
Oh, all right, cool.
Unreal, man.
Okay, I'm backstage on here. No. Ghost, you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you, brother.
All right, damn. Finally,
what's up,
we got
man? What's
up?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey man, you got to stay prison like freaking Wi-Fi, man.
Man, I don't know, man. I can't even. I gotta take the roast, man. It is what it is.
Now you gotta switch your like the router company and stuff. Like you might have to go like the Time Warner and stuff, man. You can't rely on that 5G shit anymore.
Clearly,
you switch
man.
your internet providers. Yeah. Yeah, man. You might have to get the Dudley Wi-Fi too. Like, man, the high class Wi-Fi.
Here you go.
Yeah, man. But,
What you got on topic, bro? Go ahead, man. I like to hear the youngin perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, salute to the panel and chat. Yeah, so my response to like this, like this the so-called, like the industry code stuff, the Brittany Renner stuff. It's just like it's just like we live in a society still where like it's just like man, we got a lot more like the masculine, like the females out there and stuff that want the power and stuff in relationships, like they want the money, they want to play with your like emotions and stuff, and it's sad to see in our society like this. And I feel like I feel like this I feel like the feminism movement has like it really like freaking like it hurt like a lot that like the oh my god, it hurt. Oh my god, what the hell's going on with my background and stuff? But yeah, it hurt. Man, a lot more females are less the submissive and like the feminine. These days, man, especially like in the college and stuff. Like we got these masculine females that look like the Crimson Chin, bro, with those freaking strong jawlines out there. Who Jargon?
Damn.
we got a lot of like the Crimson Chins in the Bay Area and stuff. And yeah, it's sad to see. It's just like
it goes up. Hold on, quick, Ghost. Hold on. Hey,
yeah, sure.
Keep talking. I'm gonna exit out. You're gonna be the star of the show time. I'll pop back in. I gotta come log in through that. So go ahead, keep sharing your opinion, brother. I'll be in like 2 minutes.
All right, sure. No worries. All right, my bad. Like, regarding the female, the nature and stuff, I feel like for the next the decade and the decade and the century, it's gonna get worse and stuff.
Okay.
We're gonna. I mean, you know, like a lot of these females out there, you know, especially like, you know, from my freaking just the ages and stuff from like, you know, just the 18 to 24 and stuff, especially at the college level and stuff. A lot of these, you know, like a lot of these women, I mean, they like to play games and they're hella delusional, you know. They got really high standards. They want to, you know, freaking chase the gold, you know. So they want to chase the money from a guy. I mean, you know, I mean, I should have hey man, I have a couple friends that works as like the nurses and stuff in the healthcare field and stuff, and they got trapped by their girlfriends and stuff, and they're paying that freaking child support and, you know, just that alimony and stuff on a consistent basis. So um it's a sad society like we live in and stuff. It's just like, I mean to the brothers out there my age and stuff, or like, you know, just the older and stuff, you know, I mean, just wrap up, man. Just fucking throw that shit down the toilet, you know? Like you can't, like you cannot leave it out. Man, like the like the women in their society are just evil. They're very like, you
Well,
know, just evil. I mean, like they're possessed and demonic. So
well, here's the thing.
yeah, I'll put it out there.
It's not
Yeah,
necessarily evil. What women are, in my opinion, is misguided. Like, so basically, our society as a whole is out of place. So basically, we live
yeah,
in a space where like there's no order, there's no organization, and there's there's not a rubric to put people with successful mating, dating, and all that. So it's all over the place. So I won't say that women are evil, because they're
yeah,
not. Because you got to be with one. So
yeah,
if
yeah,
you accept that they're evil, then you ain't gonna get nowhere in life, buddy. But the
yeah,
problem is, it can seem that way because with a lot of women, especially your age, being 18, they're putting on a mask. So they don't necessarily
yeah,
understand what being a woman is as far as getting to the end of life is. It's just being a
definitely.
woman with all its rights and privileges and free speech. And they think that they can basically be masculine in the way that they present themselves, and that's going to end favorably for them. Meaning also,
Sure.
like, you know how it goes in college.
Oh
They'll
yeah,
pop
yeah,
off.
definitely.
They'll pop off at you, like off, you know, with no recourse, thinking that a dude won't smack the shit out of you for talking crazy. Why? Because they think society, the social contract we accept as men is like, okay, you don't hit women, even though amongst men, a dude get out of pocket with you, you bound to get smacked. And they don't accept those social norms, and so it gets seen as to us as like that may be evil. I wouldn't say they're evil. Again, they just it's a free
Yeah, for sure.
society. It's a free society, so there's no recourse for their actions because, again, the social contract says you don't put hands on a woman, you don't disrespect a woman. But when we know that there's a lot of women that deserve said things, but, you know what I'm saying? But you can't do that because
Yeah,
as a man, you understand that the law will deal with you with impunity, meaning the reactions of your actions are going to be very, very stringent, and they're going to affect your life. And we talking jail recourses here. So it's a messed up dynamic, and you at 18, you're just kind of learning that dynamic at a higher clip, and
yeah,
it's very
for sure.
disparaging, man. So I'm gonna bring up Celine
Yeah,
real
the
quick.
law.
You go ahead,
Yeah, for
Ghost.
sure. Yeah, for sure. The laws in their society and stuff. You have to like the. Like you have to realize and stuff that they always like to favor the woman and stuff, especially like like in the divorce cases and stuff, or like the. I mean, like the. I mean, I mean, like the child support and stuff and etc. and stuff. Yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, our society is just, you know, it's a bit, you know, just all over the place, and, you know, kind of like the social norms plays like a key factor, like from what you're saying stuff with jargon. So
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, like I see you're MGTOW, and I know.
yeah,
I think that's great for your age because you don't want to get wrapped up in vagina and then mess up your opportunity. But when you
yeah,
get older, you're gonna have to deal with a woman, brother. So you're
yeah,
gonna have to understand them at a higher clip. So you understand once you get to where you are, when you
yeah, for
open it
sure.
to deal with them, you know what you're dealing with, and you're not just going off of pussy, basically controlling your
Yeah,
actions. So let me bring up Celine. Celine, what you got to add to the conversation? What's up?
Oh man, I've just been hearing so much about this woman, and it's just a lot to soak in. But I was listening to the conversation about how if you think women are evil, like inherently evil, it's hard because I'm a young person and I really don't want to engage in all of that kind of stuff. I mean, I consider myself just a quiet person. And what it does is it makes men give up when, you know, there's so many terrible women out there who just want to cheat on men and, you know, just do all this lewd, promiscuous. It's just really disgusting to me. I mean, when I was younger, I mean, I would have never guessed that women acted like this, like you see today. But now it's almost praised and just like good behavior and just acting right. It's almost looked at as lame or weird. It's crazy.
It is. It's ass backwards, and we live in a society where backwards is forward.
Right. And, you know, I remember like back in high school with it was like, you know, the sex ed classes. I wrote down how purity is like the only acceptable thing to do before you get married or at least engaged or something like that. And they just like crossed that down and said, oh, you got to make sure you're compatible with the person. And it's just like, well, if you're a man and a woman, you're compatible.
One would think, well, we know that the sex ed as it presents to us has a lot of other, you can call it nefarious, you can call it deviant.
Yeah, I remember I was handed, or me and my class, we were handed a thing. Instead of the gingerbread man, it was the genderbread person, and they couldn't say if it was a man or a woman or not.
Yeah, and I remember being in sixth grade, man. we was in Spanish class, and one of the songs we was gonna sing was "Pretty Woman." With,
oh my God, Julia Roberts,
Woman.
Right?
We had to change the song to "Pretty Book."
What? Oh my God!
I was in sixth grade. So I'm older. I'm a lot older. Mm-hmm. I was like, what? But that was even we talking mid-90s when this was. So the movement has been going. Like you can't even, you know, an iconic song like "Pretty Woman." That's offensive. You know what I mean? Ain't that
right. It has to be pretty person. Pretty can't be attributed to a woman anymore because that would upset men who think they're women.
Hey, and that, go ahead, go.
True shit. Wow, that's a true statement right there. Yeah, I mean, like regarding like your statement stuff, I feel like, you know, like from the woman, like, you know, like I've like encountered college, especially like the pretty ones and stuff. Like I might notice that like the I'm not gonna say the majority of them, but I feel like maybe around the 50 to 60% of them. I mean, they got no like the personality or like, you know,
no,
like just
not at all. They're hard.
No
to
personality,
kind of
man.
Conversation with, or just kind of, you know, I'm not. I don't really, you know, want to look or whatever because I know everybody has their own things.
Like opinion.
But just as a societal whole, I mean, it ruins a society because what feminism has done is it's ruined things like marriage. Like people don't even like uphold the marriage anymore, or sex being like a thing for marriage. It's just like this recreational activity.
It's like the hookup culture, pretty much. It's the hookup culture, man.
It's that's what it is, and a lot of women, you know, because I never had that problem with men. I never had men disrespect me because I respect myself, and I don't put myself out there in a certain light that would make, you know, me be seen a certain way. And, you know, women need to take accountability too for, well, are you dressing in a way that would make you look?
Oh, you said what? Man, Celine, you said a mouthful right there. I'm sorry. Continue. Women don't take accountability in this society, but now go ahead, continue cooking.
No, they don't take accountability for how they act, and also if they just get pregnant, you know, they're just having you know, sex.
Yeah, they just brush it off. Yeah, they just brush it off pretty much, and just, you know, just to move on to the, you know, just move on to the next guy pretty much.
I mean, you know, I believe God wired, as a Christian, and I'm just a regular person. I'm really no better than, but God wired us for monogamy. That's how we're wired. And when you go outside of that, that's why women are so freaking crazy today.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they don't really know how to they don't understand the value of, having some reverence for your womb and because they don't really see sex even as just a thing for, reproduction or anything. It's just all about the pleasure.
Yeah.
There's no commitment anymore, and that's the problem.
For sure.
It's definitely a pleasure culture, like in all facets. I mean, whether we talking about drug use, alcoholism, whatever. Like, I mean, it's a society. Like, it feels good for me. I can do it to any limit, and nobody can tell me anything. And the problem with that is we don't understand, as a culture, as a society, as moderation. We think we can just go to the extreme, and that leads to people dying, like the brother from The Wire most recently, right? So, you know what I mean? So, but in this society, before he got into that position where the brother lost his life, no one could tell him about his lifestyle before then. Nobody can be like, bro, you might want to lay off this, like, bro, you going over. Nah, you can't tell him what to do. I'm not saying he said that, but the sentiment of people would be, you can't tell somebody what to do until it's unfortunate. You meet your untimely demise, then, oh, well, somebody should step up and say something. No, you can't have it both ways. I mean, you can't tell nobody nothing, but at the same time, you can't, you regret when bad things happen. That's not how the world works, man. At some point, you got to step ahead of some shit, man.
Right, and, I remember, the whole stand in it thing with Yanma.
Yeah. Stand in it.
She said in an interview, and I loved this. She's like, close your legs, open your hearts.
Yeah, no, I love that bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just, women, they don't really, I don't know, I think women are really a lot of, I don't know. I think I'd say I'm different than a lot of women my age. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird or whatever. But if that means it's weird, then so be it. Because at least I'm not pregnant. I don't have any STDs. No nothing.
Yes.
So I
props
don't
to you, man.
have any stress on me.
Yeah, I like, because both of y'all are relatively young, because this conversation needs to be had. Because you being 21, I believe, Celine.
Yep.
21, and Ghost, you're 18, right?
Yeah, I'm 18. I'm about to turn 19 in a couple months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. You guys are young, though, and these conversations need to be had amongst people y'all's age, because y'all are in the prime years right now, where you got everything in front of you, but you're gonna look up and you're gonna be 30. You're gonna look up and you're gonna be 35. You're like, damn, I wasted a lot of time. So I like y'all conversing because you guys are learning quickly.
They don't teach abstinence anymore until you're married. I mean, that's out the window.
I mean that's hard. I mean,
yeah. I'm not, but I'm just saying, as a standard, that should be the ultimate.
For sure.
Because people don't really praise that anymore. They don't praise a person, a man or
saving yourself for marriage, pretty much, right? Like, just saving yourself for marriage. I mean,
right. They don't praise that anymore, and I think people don't really think it's like, anything anymore. Like, means nothing when it does.
Yeah, I mean, like in the Buddhist culture and stuff. Like, I'm actually like the Buddhist and stuff. And like, I mean, the majority of the Buddhists I know, I mean, they save themselves for marriage and stuff. It's just like, I mean, they want to like to focus on their purpose and stuff, and just just save themselves for marriage and stuff. I think it happens in the Christian culture also, right?
Absolutely. Can you hear me? I just put my headphones in.
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I think it definitely happens in the Christian culture, because people get married younger, and I think it is kind of unrealistic to wait until you're 30 to wait until you get married until you're 30. So I think it is in a good way. Good to get married young if you have a job and stuff like that, because I think you can, statistically, those couples find the most satisfaction in that type of relationship.
for sure. Yeah, like regarding your like the statements though, it's just like yeah, like a lot of these I don't know, the couples out there want to marry like the young and stuff. It's just like, I mean, like, oh man, I don't think it's worth it to marry like around like your 20s and stuff. Like you're freaking just, like your early 20s. Like, yeah.
Well, I think for the whole physical as a Christian, I always thought the physical relationship should be held for that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I think in that way it's good, because then it's at least right.
Yeah.
It's not like a selfish kind of thing that you do. It's more of a,
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's benefiting the other person.
Yeah. The sad thing is too, especially in like the Asian culture and stuff, like I'm actually going like freaking yeah, I'm half Chinese, half Korean and stuff, and it's just, I mean, it's just kind of like the woman, especially in the the woman in like that. Oh, you got
We get some
background,
crazy
man.
feedback, I think, from you, Celine.
Yeah, but I was seeing stuff. It's that the
Sound like you're in a tornado right now.
Yeah, yeah, it's windy where I am.
Yes,
yeah,
but your house ain't got swept away.
Like what I said, the women in like the Asian culture stuff, they're so just they're like and they love Cardi B, Sweetie, Meg Thee Stallion, and they're so they're like just influenced by social media now, and it's it's just sad to see that a lot of these like the Asian sisters are they're getting it's not looking good, so.
No, and
yeah.
I think something that has helped me get self-control is listening to God and not, just say, oh, I'm going to go and do my own thing, because I think, I think going under God's, do you know who Little Big Nate is?
No, ma'am, I'm not Christian. No.
I'm asking, do you know who Little Big Nate is?
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay, well, he always says in his streams to get under the leadership of a proper man, and I'm close with my dad, and but I also try to try to walk out my Christian life the best I can, and just having God guide my steps, it's been really awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, shout out to Little Big Nate. If you don't know Ghost, he's a member of the Black Manosphere, man. He has he's a conservative brother, and like she was saying, he preaches really ardently about stewardship of a proper man. Basically, someone who's gonna lead you to somewhere fruitful, and not just someone who said, "Well, do what you want to do." Well, hopefully it works out. Like, no, someone's like, "Hey, listen, this is how structure is. This is again, and they're supposed to be your father. Your father's supposed to be
right
to guide you."
And also, as a believer too, I technically can do anything I want, but I don't want to, because I'm afraid of God just actually correcting me and coming down on me, because a lot of people don't realize that there's a verse in scripture that says like judgment must come down on the house of God first. So as one of God's people, it's something that you're going to be judged on for this earth. For that, you won't go to hell, but you will be judged on earth for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that just basically turns to like the things you do have an effect, and that goes to what we talked about with Brittany Renner. Like, so all these deals he has with these men, they're gonna pass judgment. She talked about in the video. People are gonna judge you when you put your life publicly and you are so unapologetic, quote unquote. People are gonna have opinions, and you cannot be upset that you are gonna get a swell of opinions off of your lifestyle choices that you choose to make public.
Right.
So, you can't be blindsided by that, because that's God's will. That's human nature. So you can't have it both ways. In short,
no, you can't. And there's a verse in Proverbs that says, good understanding gives favor, but the way of transgressors is hard. And, you know, with all this abortion stuff, they just make it easier to fund all this stuff. So doing that should be hard. It shouldn't be an easy way out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been saying a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said a lot.
It's all good.
No, it's good. It's good, man. Like, again, you know what's funny? My friends, they have the most structure I've seen. I mean, I grew up a Christian. I'm no longer a Christian. But my Muslim friends were like the most disciplined. Like, I mean, like they just would not drink for nothing, but they wanted to kick it and party, be a little Western in a sense, but they knew where to stop. And I think, and I look forward, and this was like 10 years ago when we was kicking it real tough, straight upstanding lives. I mean, and it started from in their, you know, mid-20s when most people, especially that I hung with, were wilding out, out, making all kind of bad decisions that led to bad results.
Right.
And I think no matter what your discipline may be, I guess the point I'm making is it's good to have a process. It's good to have an understanding that holds you accountable for your actions, because if not, life is gonna whoop your ass. It's gonna shout out to Amir, man. No, life is gonna whoop your ass. And because and I like everybody say, well, life is short, do what you want to do. That's one way to look at it. But Chris Rock, he had this great stand-up. He was like, life is long. Life is long as hell. And if you make bad decisions, oh my God. Oh my God, man. You're gonna very much, because with the problem is you're gonna be at the behest of somebody else forever. So your situation, you won't be able to control it. And when you don't have control, you're basically living in a sense where somebody's telling you what to do, or you are in a sense where your freedom is compromised or your mobility is compromised. And you don't want to be in that place. And you having prudence early, you follow instruction early is the best way. And I'm glad, again, you've been 18, Ghost, you've been, or 18, and Celine, you've been 21. Y'all are getting these talks that I didn't get at 21 and 18. Like, it's just more like just go to college and figure it out. That's pretty much as in depth as these conversations work for me. And so I just think it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's been times when I've struggled with just, you know, you kind of look at other people and you feel like, you know, they're better than you for some reason, for, you know, just kind of, you know, being in the midst of all this kind of stuff. But then you realize, you know, even if you're not the most glittery type of person, you still have as much worth as them. Because, you know, as a believer, you know, my self-worth doesn't come from, you know, how good I look. It's about, you know, just who God says I am. And, you know, obviously it matters how you look as a woman. I'm not saying that, but it's more about the inward person.
You know, I get it. Because, I mean, and what it sounds like you're doing, you're understanding both dynamics of like the dating world and the self-worth world, which you know, one's secular, one is more of the gospel. So I understand what you're saying totally. And that's your discipline. That is perfectly fine way to think. As long as you're cognizant of both of those, because you can be, you know, of the gospel all you want to, but if you're living in a secular world, you know how the secular world works.
Oh, yes.
So,
yeah. And, you know, a lot of times, as someone who believes in the eternal security of the believer, you're often accused of, you know, just, you know, giving people a reason to live like a crazy, when it doesn't do that. For me, one time, you know, I became a believer around like 11 or so. And once I became indwelled by the Holy Spirit, I mean, he just guides my steps. It's not like, you know, I have to, you know, act right, you know, just be scared into acting right. It's just something that, you know, I walk out.
Absolutely, man. I want to introduce my boy, Sir. Is it Sire Tice or Sir Tice?
It's either or. That's
okay, man. Because I've been saying both.
No. That's the whole point of it.
Fair enough. Ambiguous. I like it.
Hey, Miss.
You want to chime in, brother? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hi, Sir Tice.
Hey, Miss Ferdima, how you doing? Good afternoon.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Who's the brother or the person in the with the black Japan looking avatar?
Wizard?
That's brother Ghost.
Okay,
Ghost, yeah. Hey, salute. What's up, my man?
Salute,
Salute, brother.
brother. Who? What's the general premise? I'm just kind of swiveling my chair while working. You know what you're not doing. Now, what's your general premise on this? Because I'd like to ask a question based around this. Although I know what you and Ferdima were speaking of, but what's your general? Give me a general synopsis.
Yeah, so we were speaking about basically the rinse, wash, repeat cycle of Brittany Renner, and I kind of chronicle her life from her inception from about 2013 to where she is now, the situation with brother PJ Washington, and then now how she's back on this self-discovery path. And basically what I'm reporting is it's just a cycle of whole logic that she's stuck in, and she's basically trying to force everybody to accept her way and not liking when people.
Hey, Miss Ferdima, can you go on mute for a second?
Yeah. It's windy where I am. Sorry.
Yeah, and so basically just, people are getting on her ass right now and she doesn't like it, but she doesn't understand that she's perpetuating her own cycle.
Okay.
That's what the premise of my life.
I got you. I got a question for you then. This isn't probably what the show is about, but I think no person better to answer this than you, considering your latest IG post also, so.
Yeah.
No, so in all seriousness, this is my theory. I would love to hear it from you to tell it to guys who may not have gone through the experience. You're not an average height man. Many of your peers, when you were playing basketball, aren't average height. You're above average height. That I'm definitely not saying this makes you above average men by any means. I'm not throwing no shade. No. In all seriousness.
No shade taken.
Okay, no. But I have this theory that because, and this deals often with people who are very good or elite at certain skills, whether it be academics, whether it be sports, but sports is very easy to use since it's mostly visible, is that because they put so much of their life into sports and things have come at them, a lot of them, I'm not saying you, a lot of them didn't learn a lot of the skills or things to be able to recognize in these people who see them as easy marks or your marks, tricks, whatever happy term you want to call them. So thus, even though they have money, and I hate to give the game guys credit on this one, but even though some of them may have money or a lot of cash resources, they are basically very socially retarded. Whereas many other guys who've had to come up, I don't want to say it's kind of like if you're coming up looking for a job and it wasn't handed to you, the rigors of interview preparation, dialogue, things like that, versus someone who's always been given something. Do you think that plays a factor in these guys constantly choosing these women who aren't really good for them long term, but they look at it as it just comes with the game? Or what's your thoughts on that? I know that was very kind of convoluted, but I just wanted to kind of give my background on that.
Yeah, no, that was long-winded as shit, but that's all right.
Can I speak for a minute on that?
No, I think what you're saying is true. I think because athletes, we tend to be a little coddled, in the sense that we have an inflated sense of importance of things later in life. Now, big man on campus, when you're an athlete, or like big man in small social circles, like you get the first look, especially if you're taller or what have you. So it does give you a false sense of more or less a God complex. So the issue, and I learned about this in my live as well, is that as ballyhooed as PJ was, he's a young boy. Not a young boy, he's a young man, 22. He got gamed by a woman who's approaching 30 that he wasn't ready for. He thought that, because this is a woman that he's been lusting over, I'm sure, for many years on Instagram, I'm sure. So he wasn't ready to understand that, you're in a position where you are like a less than 1% man. And he didn't,
have his prudence. He got, and now his succubus, aka Brittany Renner, got a lifetime or at least 18 years of security because of his misstep. So I think a lot of guys are not given, because a lot of those athletes are raised by single mothers.
Let me hold that thought. Hold that thought, Ms. Redeemer. Hold that thought, Ms. Redeemer. I just want to say something to let the audience know that none of this is new. Is that I distinctly remember when I was living in Minnesota, I was at the 2000 NBA draft, right? That was held there, right? This is arguably the worst draft of the century right now, by the way. This was the draft where Kmart was number one. You had the Stromile Swifts, Marcus Weisers, I believe Mike Miller was the rookie of the year of that class.
Yeah, he was.
No disrespect to Mike Miller or whatever, but I'm just telling you that just kind of, yeah.
I'm gonna have Pfizer on the show, man, in the coming. Yeah.
Well, damn, he's gonna hear this playback and gonna be like, "What draft were you in, motherfucker?" So no, but the reason I'm just giving you, dude, this is barely during the Black Planet days. So
man, you take it back.
This is before social. I mean, this is email, okay, brother. I was at this draft and my boy was doing one of the after parties, and he was an entertainment promoter, and I did a little help here and there for him, logistical type of stuff, right? And I saw women in the city that I had never seen before in my life, and I pretty much knew, most of the city, or at least most of the people who was on the party scene, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, who the hell are these people? And one of them came up to me, ended up getting her number, but this is another story. He was like, so who's that? I'm like, oh, that's Khalid El Amin. He's actually from Minneapolis or whatever and all this. Or who's that skinny guy with him? Somebody's got, I guess that's me. Anyways, my bad. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyways, I was like, that's Rip Hamilton. He's his former teammate in the league. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you don't know these guys? I was naive. I was still in my 20s then. And she was like, no, I flew into here. And I'm like, wait a minute. This chick was clearly in her 30s. She had the draft city marked down and flew where the draft was and was going to pluck them off.
Sheesh.
I know this is not foreign to you or whatever. I'm just giving the audience, but you give your thoughts on that.
Huh.
No, they are intentional. And you got to understand, you're a mark. Just like in any sector of this world, everybody's a mark. Like you basically, and you don't know what a mark is, a targeted audience of someone who wants to come up. And you're absolutely right, man. I didn't play the NBA level, so I understand that PJ lived a life I don't live. Khalid El Amin and Richard Hamilton experienced a lifestyle that I didn't quite experience. But playing Division I, playing ball overseas, absolutely. And I'm gonna give you a funny story, Tice. When I went to play overseas, so your rite of passage more or less is going to Germany. So if you go to Germany in the South, it is where you want to be as a black athlete. So I'm talking 2007. So it may have changed since then. I'm just speaking on what I know. I remember. So I got my contract to play in Portugal, but my agent was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna take you to the spot in Germany. This is where it's popping at." So I went there, and I was with my agent. And it's a club called Downtown. They played like hip hop music, dirty South music. It was popping. I remember coming there. He was introducing me to guys, and it was kind of giving me the little, just fake love, kind of just, all right, what's up, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But it was popping.
Right.
And then the next day, I flew over to Portugal. Worst experience of my life. I hated every second I was there. And I ended up having an opportunity to come back to Germany before I was just gonna go home. I was like, send me home. I don't want to play here no more. I was done. But my agent was like, try out for my team here in Mannheim, which is in South Germany. We got a spot open. If you make it, cool. If not, go home. He said, all right, I made the team. Long story short, we played against a team that was 2 levels higher than mine, and I bust their ass. That same club, Tice. I come in that thing. Oh, what's up, Big Cliff? Getting all that, and the women just like they feed off that shit. Like, oh, he's somebody. I never had to worry about coming there alone. Like when I was in there, like I had to just basically get my drink and post up
and it was flock time. First go round, nobody really was checking for me because the dudes ain't acknowledged me. But second time, what up, Big Clem? What's up, boy? Oh, it was done. It was done.
I guess your story wasn't exaggerating about the little baby potential hoop jargons in Germany. Now, Miss Redeemer, my bad. You wanted to say
No,
something.
you're okay. Going back to the whole thing about how, when you're an athlete, I was never really an athlete or whatever, but I think you can kind of tie this in with girls too. I think if they rely on their looks for so long and then they hit the wall, they don't really know how to live with themselves or do anything else. And it's just really sad to see.
Oh, yeah. Hey, nothing's like the reality training, and shout out to Malik Rose, man. We talked about this on our interview last week. It was like, man, you die a few times as an athlete, and women, whether you understand it, die a few times too. When you ain't the hot girl you used to be, when them DMs dry up, it's noticeable to guys who are astute enough to see what we're looking at, know what we're looking at. Let me put it that way. So yeah, man, it's a lot of ways, a lot of us die from our reputations or what our looks afford us. And it's important that we understand that, like to your point, our purpose is greater than that. But if you revel in that spirit, you revel in that light, life is going to whoop your ass. If I think I'm going to walk around, I'm a basketball player still at 37 years old, I'm going to get rude awakenings around every corner. You understand me? So, and that's just what life is all entailed, man. Shout out to Amir, say I'm famous out here in Canada, man. I wish. But if I am, let me know. Tell me come on the stream.
I just wanted to.
I think that's a very relevant comment.
I just wanted to say also that I think a lot of times women are told, don't develop any character. Don't develop any character. Don't develop any value in yourself. Well, I mean, they're taught to value themselves, but they're doing it in a selfish kind of way. They're not really told to have some respect for themselves. They're just told, do this and go to college, which there's nothing wrong with. But
it's what that's called, Miss Redeemer.
What's it called?
It's do you, but it's God, I can't think of the name of the person. Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley. Do
what thou wilt.
Do what thou wilt. And do you actually comes from that. Go ahead.
Yep, absolutely. Even colder, the Nike slogan "Just do it" comes from that.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. Now we go into the esoteric quotes. I love this part of discussion. Go ahead.
Could I just say something else too? I think one thing that helped me was, going back to when I was more younger. I mean, I'm still young now, but when I was like 11 or something, I used to wear a back brace and I had scoliosis. So I kind of know what it's like to not really be like the most, sparkling kind of person. So what it did was it kind of forced me to work inwardly and kind of get some values and the scripture talks about how believers are supposed to build upon their foundation of Christ alone. It's building, they call it like building upon the rock. And once you have that foundation down, you can build. And that's basically what I did. And I realized from a young age that, it's your inner character that matters more about who you are as a woman. It's not obviously I care about looking decent, but that's not my whole main goal in life, because I know that that's gonna wear out one day. And what I will have though is still my character and stuff like that.
It's good that you recognize this at a young age. So salute to you on that.
Thank you. I got to get going, but thank you so much for letting me on. And I just wanted to say one last thing. So, Brittany, you know what Nate says is hard D and bubble gum.
Damn.
That's what he's. I'm sorry. That was.
No, that's the life we know.
I just think that's so funny how he says that.
I'll send him a message to say that tonight.
But you know, what else does it say? Hit the bricks.
What y'all do, Celine, man? Hey, I appreciate you hopping on the show, man.
Oh,
You
thank
definitely brought it.
Yeah, take care, Miss Fadima.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a
You
good
definitely
night.
brought it. All right,
Who?
peace out.
Who? I think that how do I say this? Let me say it like this way. I promise I'll try to be short. There's a reason why countries have militaries, because other countries respect might. They don't respect, we just have to respect them because they're just a nation. So what does that have to do with humans? Humans have got to realize that everybody isn't playing by the same rules. Everybody don't play fair. Hell, even in your realm, in your former professional career, you had dudes whose literal objective out there was to set dirty screens. Am I wrong?
Nope.
Or just be the goon out there, figuratively speaking. So, tying this, I wish listen, everybody can beat up on PJ Washington all they want or whatever. It's better to take these L's. It's better to take these L's early than take them later. I say, granted, although there's a child involved now, but hopefully these younger guys will learn from this. And I do think that there's more information out there now. Whether they choose it or not is another thing. But we just got to recognize, man, there's a world full of sharks, and everybody isn't a guppy on this. Yeah, there's. I think also, and I'll end on this note, on this topic. Listen, I'm kind of past the point of complaining about the women, and this is no disrespect to guys that do what have you, but you look at people by their actions. Forget what they say. It will be kind of like a dude getting with that chick who wrote the Superhead manual, Karen's, I forget her name.
Korean Stephens.
Yeah. So if you get with her, Eddie Winslow from Family Matters, whatever his real name is, if you get with somebody like that, you kind of deserve what you're going to get her track record, right?
Thanks.
So I just wish that these younger guys, and particularly those ones who have the high profile, that they would just be recognized. Okay, they see us as food, and we got to reverse game on them, or at least put up a defense about this. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, because to your whole point about the guppy and the essentially the shark mentality is that you as a guppy, you may live your life as a guppy. That's fine. You just can't be upset when a shark steps up to you, gobbles you, and moves on, or just swipe you with their tail and move on to bigger business. So basically, you can't live in a safe space, because other people don't respect your safe space. So in life, you got to understand that people have different, objectives or different outcomes they want to go, and they're not shamed of being aggressive with those things. And so, like a guy like Eddie Winslow taking in Karen Stephens, with all the stuff she's been through. She even wrote the book. She has video with Mr. Marcus, doing what she does best, and you still chose to marry her. That's your problem.
Whoa. He actually married her?
I believe he married her, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, after all that. Yeah.
He don't even deserve to be called. I was just thinking of his real name now. I'm not gonna call him that now.
Eddie Winslow, fam.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, because it's blood sport out here, man, and Kev says this a lot, man. It's literally blood sport. So a lot of people think they just can stand in the margins and thrive, and you better just get lucky as hell. You better have everything just click the right way because you protected the right way. But reality is, man, it's cutthroat out here, and you got to understand that there are a lot of things, again, nefarious in nature or not, there to knock you off your game and to reposition somebody else over you. And you gotta understand it's real out here in the field, man. Like Diddy said on what's that, All About the Benjamins. You gotta understand it's real in the field, bro.
Yeah, and just to keep using these analogies, people gotta recognize everyone doesn't view the world how they view it. Let's take, for example, a bear. When a bear goes out and forages, that salmon that is just going for its morning swim and think it's going to return home, you know, to wherever salmon's or that salmon is about to spawn, that bear sees that they don't care about that salmon's family.
That's right.
They don't care about that they're a mother or father or about to whatever they do, inseminate an egg or whatever. That salmon is food for her cubs. I hate to turn this into a dog-eat-dog world, but dare I say, it's many men out here who have too much of a romanticized view of the world, to be quite frank.
They do. And I said this, you know, a little bit maybe before you got on. I'm like, and if you think the world is lofty, the world's gonna whoop your ass. It's gonna whip your ass because in your mind, like you say with the salmon analogy, your job is to swim upstream, mate, do it again. Bear is like, yeah, fuck all that. I need to eat, so I don't care what you got going or whatever. And that's more or less, you know, very parallel what we're talking about with the Brittany Renner thing. Because he's a happy-go-lucky kid, 22 years old, in the NBA, living a dream, dating an internet model he's been admiring for a long time, I'm sure. When in her mind, she's approaching 30. I need to anchor to something. I need to get my mark. And it's like two lanes intersecting, and it's like it's blood sport to that bear theory. So she got on him like a bear, not even knowing what he's getting into. He's gouging up a chick who, again, going out with Uzi Vert, Colin Kaepernick, and shout out to Cap. Cap made her pay for her own flight. Cap was like, I can deal with several of yous. You know what I mean? And so, but PJ being young and green, he didn't play it correctly, and now he made an 18-year-long mistake, and that's unfortunate, but that's the bear salmon theory.
No, that's funny you mentioned that. I got a brief Cap story, and it's very brief in that I was at a boxing match. It was Mayweather versus Guerrero. Long story short, these three live chicks at the MGM Grand came in the elevator I was in, me and my boy, and we're like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Then there's one big dude. Well, I'm 5'7", so most guys, you know. So there's one big dude, and I'm like, I'll be goddamn. And he was really timid and all this shit or whatever. And I'm like, I'm like, that's Kaepernick. And he walked, just walked with them all three to the room. Then the next morning, one of them in the elevator, I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? She's like, hey, hi. Then he walks out the room with this the same dopey looking face he typically has or whatever. But I'm just like, wow, so yeah, the life of an activist, right?
Hey, you know what? I give Cap a lot of credit, but I got a lot of scrutiny for him. When he talks, I don't believe you, bro.
Oh, dude. You don't even want to. I was just talking about that experience. You don't even.
No, I'm with you. No, he said the dopey look. I mean, because Cap, he's not infallible. Some people deify Kaepernick. I like him a lot. I've always been a fan of his. But when you start to kind of pick him apart a little bit, it's like, no.
There's a reason why, as I say, he speaks in he speaks in Instagramese. He's not a well-spoken guy. Most of the stuff he's reading off of a script and all this, but what does that matter in the sexual market value game, right? That's the thing that guys have got to get off of. Yes, you're a very smart and bright man, and you can articulate your words very well, and that does have value. And trust, it does have value, but don't think it's going to have value in a game of, I don't know, like I said, the sexual market game. And that's where a lot of guys make their mistakes, who may complain about these scenarios, oh, they should really like guys like me. No, they like what they like. And you take that as is, and you take your talents, no pun intended, you take your talents to where they're going to be appreciated and valued.
Absolutely. It's like, and it's the old adage, man, what does that got to do with the price of tea in China? You can think what you bring is so great, but what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What is that person who you covet or what have you, what do they want? And if they don't want what you're selling, what does it matter? What does it matter of these great attributes you think you have? So, yeah, no, I think that's a very cogent point. And I think in Kaepernick's case, well, I don't even want to get into that. I like Kaepernick. I really do.
No, I don't even. I only brought it up because, I saw, how it is. And this is all before all of, that well, I don't even want to get into that or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, fun fact, I was actually at the game when he first sat down before he started kneeling. Bro, I live a funny life. I'm a degree separated from a lot of shit. And it's so random, and I'll share it a little bit.
So wait, because I know what you want. So you saw the beginning of the ritual or the indoctrination dance.
Yeah, I was on the inception, and here's how it happened. So 2016, my girl at the time, she went to a trip to Belize with her homegirls. So I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna go on a trip by myself. And it wasn't in spite. I'm just like, but she was trying like, oh, we do this together. Like, oh no, you went on a trip with your girls. I'm going to Oakland by myself. And I'm gonna just because hoop jargon the group, I got a lot of friends everywhere. So I got a chapter, a California chapter actually that's rooted in San Jose. I was like, you know what, we're gonna have a meet and greet in San Jose, and I'm gonna come to Oakland. I'm gonna take the BART down there and blah 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 blah. So we go, and then one of my members who lived in Oakland at the time, he was from Houston like me. He went to the same high school as me, as a matter of fact. He was like, let's go to the Texans and 49ers preseason game. And those two teams I don't give a shit about, especially not the damn Texans. But I was like, you know what? Why not? I've never been to. I would say, bro.
No, I'm just laughing. One, because you're from Houston, but you're like, so that's not really my team. But then the other thing is that just the timing of it, and it's a preseason game, which is even more forgettable in the NFL. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So I had no motivation besides the fact that, you know what, I'm out here in the Bay already. The ticket's gonna be hella cheap. I've never been to Levi Stadium. I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let me go. So it's 2016. So we go to the game, and it's funny because they were playing the Texans, and my boy had his Texans garb on. I wish I could share the picture because I got the picture that day. I have a Cowboys hat on. That's all I got on, and like civilian shit on. Everybody, I couldn't take 2 steps without somebody, boo, Cowboys, boo, Cowboys. It was awesome. And so,
I'm laughing. Go ahead. You still there? Testing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Okay.
Oh, yes, somebody called. So I went live doing the national anthem just because everybody was kind of doing their thing, and I'm a big proponent. I don't do the national anthem. That's not for me. But and I got video of him sitting down. I mean, of course, it's like grainy as hell. I got a picture too of him sitting, but I didn't know what I was looking at. Nobody knew what they was looking at. But I was there, and that's the first preseason game of the year. And then after that is when the famous thing when they asked him why you sitting down, and then he explained it. But I was literally there. Look, y'all look that up. Texans versus 49ers, 2016. Your boy Hoop Jargon was there. And for anybody think I'm Cap, I will post a video. I'm gonna find that live, but I for sure got the picture. I made it my profile picture on Facebook. So yeah, I was there that day, bro, on the inception of the ritual, like you said about the kneeling, which kneeling is a sign of reverence. It's not a sign of disrespect. So everybody who gets so conflated on that.
Dude, we could go. There's so many signs. I mean, you could play damn near a bingo on this is nothing but a ritual or whatever with the little things that have been seen and what have you. Real quick, in the back chat, I put a date there. I'm going to be out in LA for 5 days, so let's hook up or whatever. It's Lions play the Rams that date. That's the weekend, October 21st. You hear me?
Yeah, I think I leave. Oh no, I got my little
calendar.
I leave October 21st to Houston, bro.
Damn. The week I come there,
24th.
You
ain't
leave.
that some shit?
Yeah, I mean that is the week, man.
When do you leave, bro?
Probably Monday.
So I'll be back Monday. This is funny. Damn, it's like 2 ships passing the night.
Yeah, I don't know. Literally.
Well,
right?
I will be at the Manosphere. Nate.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be there December 3rd. I'll be in Atlanta, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Talk to my girl. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a presentation there too, or whatever. I kind of let go on the tech stuff because I get tired of the sword fights and shit, you know. And you know, similar to you, I got the actual proof or whatever, you know. So
yeah,
what way? It's no different than what you're like if you were to talk to somebody a path into professional basketball, whether it be the association or the various other leagues. You know of a path, but you also know familiar of other paths. You know, yeah. All right, bro. I'm gonna step away. I gotta get to the gym. But this is a good
You
time
think?
to listen to the playback, man. Thanks for letting me up. I'm gonna shoot you some.
Man, absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. 1 second. Where's your cash at?
It is C Franks 11 $ C Franks 11.
All right, I'll shoot you on the cash app. I see it on scrolling. All right, bro. All right, so
Man, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for shooting channel, Sir Tice, the man of many names. And I guess we'll round out like this. Thank you, Celine, for coming up. Thank you for Ghost for coming up. Thank you for Sire Tice for coming up. These kind of discussions are very important in my opinion, because it basically gives you insight about the game within the game. So a lot of things that go on, there are a lot of inner workings of these. And my whole first point about Brittany Renner was that she is playing a game. She played the old aging out hot girl game, and PJ fell for it. And PJ likes that type of situation, and that's good for him because he likes to. And shout out to Sir Tice for hitting that cash out. Appreciate that, brother. Support the channel, man. And shout out to Flight Sports TV, and shout out to MO for giving super chats doing this as well, man. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I took 2 hours out my day I want to entertain y'all. I want y'all to be something that, you know, you can listen to and take something from, or something you can say, oh, this dude know what the hell he talking about. But it's something that occupied your time. So I really appreciate people who do that. And everybody who knows me, when I hit other people's channels up, I definitely monetarily support it, because this is what keeps this whole thing going, man. If y'all don't understand, YouTube is a great vessel for a lot of people to have a voice and to get their message out and to have a captive audience that takes something away. I credit the brother Chronicles of Judah 144 for me even wanting to do this for a living and wanting to step up and influence others, because his channel influenced mine. That's why I'm a member. He's no longer putting videos on YouTube, but he's on Patreon, and I openly pay to be a part of that because he helped me out so much. And it all was a YouTube channel. All right, Uncle Rico, I'm gonna hop off in a little bit, but if you want to come on and speak your piece, I'm trying to let you on. You may have jumped out. It's not letting me add you, brother. It's not letting me add you, Uncle Rico. I was gonna bring you on. It's not letting me add you. That's the first. I've never seen that. I hope you're not a spam account, bro. Anywho, yeah. So I guess we'll end it there, man. So thank y'all for tuning to the channel. Thank y'all for everybody who follows Hoop Jargon. I try to really get y'all quality stuff. That's why I don't spam y'all with a lot of stuff. I try to take my time. And my temperament, I'm not gonna lie, I get a little moody, so sometimes I don't want to put stuff out when I know I need to. But I want to give you my best when I'm doing this. And so I hope y'all appreciate it and y'all showed up in great numbers on this stream. And so, and shout out to everybody who support the channel. Until next time, I'm going to let Kendrick Perkins, as he always does, take us home.
And shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. I'm going to add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's going to grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon.